Good evening. I'm Cindy Downing, Program Officer at the James Irvine Foundation, and I'm thrilled to welcome all of you, both in person and viewing online, to this special celebration. Before we begin, I'd like to recognize some of our distinguished guests with us tonight. Assemblymember Mike Fong, I'd also like to acknowledge the wonderful network, the Irvine Network, our Irvine Board, Selection Committee, and Awards alumni. If you could all raise your hands so we could recognize you. Thank you all for being here and for your leadership and commitment to strengthening your communities. Tonight, we honor 8 incredible leaders who are driving lasting change across California. They are advancing sustainable homeless response systems, shaping positive youth futures, strengthening democracy, championing community college success, and transforming youth mental health and building community-focused housing. These leaders are making a difference in their communities and are a powerful example of what bold leadership can achieve. This is also a milestone year for Leadership Awards. We are celebrating 20 years of recognizing California leaders who are addressing complex challenges with creativity, determination, and vision. This year's recipients carry that spirit forward, and it's truly an honor to celebrate them. To begin our program, please join me in welcoming our President and CEO, Don Howard.
Thank you, Cindy, and thank you for your leadership of the awards. I want to take a moment to acknowledge Senator Bob Archuleta, who's also here with us today. Thank you very much for joining us. This is one of my favorite nights of the year. With so much going on in the world around us, to be able to celebrate leaders who are making such a difference in our world is energizing, inspiring, and puts a smile on my face. I also know that there are winners and families sitting in the audience, alumni and their families, and I know there's excitement in the room. So I just want to ask everybody, let's give a big round of applause and a shout out for all the winners this year. So tonight we're here to celebrate leaders who are shaping the future of California through their work, their ideas, and their commitment to others. California has always moved forward because people step up when something needs to be done. They solve problems, build stronger communities, and help their neighbors. That same spirit lives in the leaders we honor through the Leadership Awards. Back in 2006, the Irvine Foundation decided to try something a little different than its traditional grant making. We set out to recognize Californians who are finding creative ways to solve tough challenges and make a real difference in people's lives. The idea was simple: find the leaders improving lives, support their work, help others learn from it. Over the past 2 decades, that vision has grown into something remarkable. The Leadership Awards have recognized 138 leaders and invested more than $35 million to help expand their work across California. So many people have made this work possible, including my predecessor, who you may know, Jim Canellis, who helped catalyze the original vision, along with Irvine Foundation staff and partners who have shaped the awards over the years. We're deeply grateful for their commitment and care. And most of all, we're grateful to the leaders themselves, whose vision, courage, and dedication have changed lives across the state. To mark this moment, we've prepared a short video. Let's bring that on.
20 years. The Irvine Leadership Award recognizes individuals who've made meaningful impact in their communities.
Whether that's in education, community service, social services, their recognition really helps shine the light on important innovations that will improve the lives of the people of the state of California.
Part of our responsibility is to build power.
I want you to engage today so that you're ready to vote in the upcoming election. Thank you.
With the award, we were able to reach over 250,000 community members, and then they took action, which enabled us to get the passage of a measure that will ensure representation.
I received the award because of the work we were doing at Long Beach City College to improve the way that we place students in college-level math and English. That led to tremendous change that impacted not just the students of Long Beach City College, but the students in every community college throughout the state.
We got the award in 2022. To date, we have helped over 300 people get jobs in the fire service for folks that's been formerly incarcerated. And our recidivism rate is less than 10%. Our organization is a solution to some of the problems that we have in California when it comes to workforce, criminal justice reform, and also the climate crisis.
We were privileged to receive the James Irvine Foundation Award in 2010. The issue was the lack of diversity of health professionals. We've had huge success. 100% of our students go into college, graduating, and many of those students becoming doctors and nurses, community leaders, advocates, but also you look today statewide, there's been a huge increase in health pathway development.
The award was great timing for us at Long Beach City College because there was still a lot of resistance. Recognition by the James Irvine Foundation gives legitimacy to what you're doing.
It's so nice to meet you.
It just really heightened our visibility. Now I have talked to different assembly members, senators around our work, and that's how we continue to kind of scale and grow.
Having organizations like the James Irvine Foundation identify places of great innovation, of great leadership, will help us see a way forward.
We see housing initiatives, fantastic work in education, criminal justice, healthcare, to make life better for Californians.
Change is the hardest thing, and so good leadership means being able to paint a picture of a better future and then bring people together in order to pursue that change.
Thank you again to all the Leadership Awards alumni for the role you've played in writing California's story. Because of your work, lives have changed, new ideas have taken hold, and progress has reached places it might not have otherwise. And tonight, we turn to the next chapter. The 2026 Leadership Awards recipients are building on that legacy, bringing fresh ideas, new energy, and the same commitment to making a difference across California. Now, it's my great privilege to introduce Kathy Blumenfield, a valued member of the Irvine Foundation Board of Directors, the chair of our Leadership Awards Selection Committee, and a dear friend. We're deeply grateful for her dedication and leadership. Please join me in welcoming Kathy to the stage.
Good evening. Don, thank you. Now, let's take a moment to celebrate these extraordinary leaders. We are going to show some brief videos highlighting each recipient and their beautiful work. But we kindly ask to please hold your applause until the video ends and after we announce the leader's name. So please hold your applause. Here we go.
Inhale all of the white smoke, fill your lungs. Now exhale, come on back.
In Los Angeles County, homeless services sector, there is an incredible amount of turnover within the workforce.
As far as you can go.
Housing Works is creating a workplace that is holistic in its approach to not only the people that we're serving, but also to the people doing the serving.
Wow, it's 4 o'clock, I'm getting off work. I still feel grounded. Wow, it's 8 o'clock in the morning, I gotta go to work. I still feel grounded.
In Los Angeles County, Housing Works is serving just over 1,000 people that we've taken off the streets and into housing, or folks who are needing interim supportive services. Our job is to ensure that we navigate them through the different systems so that ultimately they can begin rebuilding their lives.
I am a frontline worker with a bachelor's degree in social services and criminal justice.
This is my very first apartment living.
When I came here to California, I had never worked with the unhoused. It was a whole new learning environment. So you've been here what? Housing Works provides ongoing training and support for the frontline workers. You have classes that you will take on drugs, on mental health. You will have self-help classes as well. No 2 days are the same. One day can be a very smooth day. And then you can walk in, and from the time you walk in to the time you walk out, it is total chaos. We have had deaths here in the building. Those are extremely hard.
They tell me in my work as a social worker, you can't tell the people you serve you love them.
Yeah.
I so reject that.
Yeah, and that makes a huge difference.
Nick Alexander has been part of Housing Works since about 2012. Yeah. I was actually his assigned case manager, and we have built a relationship. Nicholas has qualified for the medical assisted dying process, and he will depart from this earthly presence this afternoon. I'm sure gonna miss you.
I'm lucky.
But I know you're gonna be close. And I'm so grateful for every lesson I've learned through you. This work is hard, this work is challenging, this work will bring you to your knees if you don't have what you need. We're getting very creative thinking about the services that the workforce is in desperate need of. We are proud to partner with Santa Monica College to create the first accredited program in the state of California for a homeless service worker certificate.
We know that homelessness is one of the biggest challenges of our times. And Celina was the one who really helped develop the curriculum from scratch. So there's about 1,300 open positions in the field. And we know most of those are in frontline positions. So training that frontline is so critical.
Today is about the workforce that starts right here at SMC. Some of the skills that are necessary as folks are coming into this work are things like gang intervention, crises de-escalation. How do you navigate a court of law when you're advocating for someone who has to show up in court? And as a result of our efforts in wellness practice, folks stick around and our turnover rate is very low.
When was the last time you heard yourself breathe?
As a sector, we have got to get better at ensuring that we don't sacrifice ourselves at the cost of what other people need. We have got to be better about how we take care of ourselves first.
Now open up both hands and go out. So another benefit of the deep belly breathing is we cleanse the ability to produce
For advancing sustainable homeless response systems through frontline workforce training and wellness, please join me in celebrating Celina Alvarez.
Mic check, 1, 2, mic check, 1, 2. When I say king, you say makers. King. King. That is Kingmakers of Oakland. And at the heart, we improve the educational life outcomes of young brothers who we call kings from preschool through PhD.
The cure is in our culture. If you don't know that you've come from greatness, it's hard to take that crown at your pocket and rock it.
In Oakland Unified School District, what we began to see was the words that black boys in particular had internalized were negative words. And so we wanted to introduce a word that was affirming, and this word of king. It made them feel good, seen, heard, and valued.
Today's unit, what we're going to explore and talk about is what does it mean to be African American? What does it mean to be black?
Our Crowns curriculum, which is culturally responsive social emotional learning that we offer 3rd grade through 12th grade, is being utilized in San Francisco Unified School District and other districts across the country.
Good job.
And then we have our Kingmakers Club after school program, and we also recruit 18 to 25-year-olds to get their teaching credential, increasing the black teacher pipeline. These strategies, we believe, kind of inoculate all children around these false narratives that many times get perpetuated around African American children. For me, I associated kindergarten through 2nd grade with getting paddled. 3rd grade, my desk was in the coat closet for the first 6 weeks of school.
If you look at the data, black males especially more likely to underperform academically, more likely to drop out of school, to be disciplined, suspended, or expelled. But it's not because the problem is in young black men. It's in the lack of opportunity, in the barriers they face. And what Chris is showing is if you eliminate some of those barriers, young men can thrive.
If you see somebody that's struggling, engage with them. And then empower them. Give them the keys. Give them the opportunity so they can manifest greatness.
I didn't really see the vision of going to college, especially being like a first-gen student. And then I learned about Kingmakers of Oakland in my sophomore year of high school.
Coming out of 9th grade, they get college access support, financial literacy support, mentoring, many different lived experience opportunities to prepare them to matriculate into 2- and 4-year schools.
I was a person that really have like self-doubt, and coming to this program where we get like leadership roles and talk about ourselves in a space where you feel confident really helped me change. Now I'm a student at Cal State East Bay. pursuing a construction management major.
We seeing 100% graduation rate, 100% matriculation into 2- and 4-year schools. Then we have our center, Cool Labs Design Center Production House, where we can tap into that creative and imaginative spirit. We offer music, animation, video, TV, podcast, and fashion.
We're gonna let our little light shine. Just remember this, principles are a must.
From the roots really to the treetop, we're gonna change these narratives and people will reflect and see the promise of what young people possess and how everyone benefits.
Let freedom ring, come on, hey. Let freedom ring, we gotta, hey. Let freedom ring, come on, Let freedom ring, we gotta, Let freedom ring, we are dream realized on a mountain.
For shaping positive youth futures through cultural identity, mentorship, and leadership pathways, we recognize Chris Chatmon.
My Girls in Action is a youth organizing and development organization. We develop socially conscious and politically active young people to create change in the community. Young people, when they first come into KGA, they're learning about self and culture, the history of our community here in Long Beach. We have the largest Cambodian population outside of Cambodia. Like many Southeast Asian refugees at that time, my parents escaped the Khmer Rouge regime, and so I came to this country as a refugee child. Growing up in poverty, trying to help my parents navigate different systems really kind of helped shape my consciousness. And I bring that into the lens of how I do my work here, making sure that young people feel like they have a voice.
I think sports programs will be good too.
Over 1,000 youth have been a part of our leadership development program. High school students meet mostly once a week. As they go through our curriculum process, they learn to become politically active.
My freshman year, I learned about electoral justice and my rights. We lead events, do a lot of campaign work, identifying issues within our community and find ways to solve them.
In 2020, we ran the very first youth-led ballot measure here in the city of Long Beach with the support of Mayor Rex Richardson, and we won.
Based on that work together, we've established a citywide youth fund where we dedicate $800,000, $1 million every year from taxes on oil production in our city to support youth in our city.
Young people will have real power over real money.
My Girls in Action advocated for citywide youth participatory budgeting.
What is participatory budgeting?
Youth get the opportunity to cast a vote on the things that they care about in our community.
Exercise our voice, our vote, and show our power.
And then organizations here in the city of Long Beach then get to apply and say, hey, we could make that happen.
When you're able to shape a project, you're able to better understand how city works, better understand public policy, how budgeting works. It starts a habit of civic engagement.
Initially, I thought as an individual, I couldn't make change in my community because I didn't hold any significant power. But coming together with other people who want to make a difference, that is the starting point for creating change.
Youth organizing is very powerful because young people are not yet jaded. They have beautiful dreams and imagination, and we get to cultivate that.
Like our school has a lot of students, so.
Or someone to look up to. I think we can push for more advocacy for it.
That's power building, self-esteem building, that's leadership building.
Like a lotus, we rise. Like a lotus, we rise.
For strengthening democracy through youth leadership, organizing, and cultural healing, it's our privilege to honor Lian Cheun.
We were all trained as academic researchers to ask questions from the frame of why don't they? Why don't they come to tutoring? Why don't they graduate? And so it's been a journey to try to undo literally decades of training and practice to say, okay, how do we ask that question differently? And now we ask ourselves, what do we need to be doing? We, the system, we, the institution, that would help students. We are an independent nonprofit organization that works alongside the 116 community colleges in the state. I'm the executive director for the Research and Planning Group for California Community Colleges, otherwise known as the RP Group. Through our research, we're providing information that will help the system leaders and policymakers make decisions that really will help students succeed.
We worked with the RP group to do student focus groups. Dr. Cooper spoke to about 70 students and just learned what they liked about PCC, what was challenging, and what could be improved. Students felt like this ping pong theory. They would go to the financial aid, and the financial aid would send them to enrollment, or then enrollment would send them to counseling. And so they felt like they had to retell their story over and over again. So now we've created a success coach, and the success coach is helping them navigate through all the resources on campus.
Bringing themselves to the table, literally.
The remarkable thing about the RP group is it takes work at an individual college and turns it into outcomes for the system. Their contributions to our students, to the well-being of everyone that works in the California community colleges has been immeasurable.
So I hope it's helpful. From our African American Transfer Tipping Point study, we found that if a black student gets placed on academic probation at any time, they are 70% less likely to transfer to a university to finish the bachelor's degree. And so we talked to students about being on probation. They used words like devastating, discouraging, felt like the college gave up on me.
So for me being a first-time student, I didn't want to come in complaining, but
We started saying, why do we call it academic probation in the first place? Why are we equating this with the criminal justice system?
Entertain a motion in a second.
And now the Chancellor's Office took up the charge, and the Board of Governors approved changing the term to the academic notice.
Madam President, the motion passes.
But changing the name is the first step. It's not the last step.
So all of you have the ability to change their outlook.
What really makes me feel supported is having a sense of community.
Maybe like zero-cost textbooks.
Having a counselor there with me every step of the way.
Getting publicity for student events.
Letting students know that they do have these support systems.
There was a time where we talked a lot about students but never talked to students. It was really the RP group that was so innovative to be like, hey, we need to center student voice and collect the stories of the students.
Students are our partners in the research. They're not just the subjects. I have seen how education can change a family's life. My dad grew up on a farm in the South, Jim Crow South. The thing that changed everything for him was going to college. And so for me, college was never a question. I want to make it so that our students have the closest they can get to what I have.
I really appreciated the research you shared with us. Some of that information was real in my life, so I really appreciate that.
Yay! That's why I do the research.
For championing college success through student-centered research and policy change, let's celebrate Darla M. Cooper.
Once someone becomes unhoused, it's not just about having a roof over their head. It's about healing.
Teaching people to love one another is a really important part of what we do at Salt and Light. We want to center their humanity and not their housing status.
We believe that by cultivating community, we're able to heal each other.
We got this. We got this. Just a louder applause at the end, all right? A louder applause at the end.
Once someone becomes unhoused, it's not just about having a roof over their head. It's about healing.
Teaching people to love one another is a really important part of what we do at Salt and Light. We want to center their humanity and not their housing status.
We believe that by cultivating community, we're able to heal each other.
Salt and Light is a homeless services agency with the mission of transforming lives of people experiencing chronic homelessness.
When I started as police chief, there were maybe 3 or 4 unhoused individuals in the city that we would deal with on a regular basis, whereas today we have about 1,500 to 2,000 in the city of Visalia. Adrienne and I started talking about her vision to address the homelessness issue, and that's how the journey began.
When I started Salt and Light in 2019, it was really with this vision of creating a campus where people lived and were in community together, and that was baked in to the care process in a different way than we had seen in the past.
We're not just trying to work on getting them in a house. It's really about working with them through life's challenges, and that could mean health issues. It could mean finding food. It could mean support to getting their kids back.
The Neighborhood Village is the first of its kind in California, 100% permanent supportive housing community for people experiencing homelessness.
We have 78 individuals that are living at the Neighborhood Village. 18 of those are children. The intentional design is really to bring people outside of their homes to cultivate community.
Out there living on the streets, you don't really trust people that you don't know. Me and my wife were living in our car. And then at the encampment for almost a year. And then last October 1st, I moved in here. It's my first home ever for me and my wife. They help with everything from medical, from addictions, to therapy.
We ensure that our neighbors can participate in medical care, mental health care, nutrition, education and skill building, and then also social activities.
Care doesn't stop at 5 o'clock, and that's part of having this village. We provide a lot of recovery services here on site.
We provide jobs to neighbors to be able to supplement their income so that they're able to pay their rent.
I'm getting paid to work on the food truck to feed the homeless in Tulare. When I was out there living in the encampment, I would see them bring the food, and now I'm the guy that takes the food. Giving back, it's awesome.
We take food out 120 meals each day to ensure that the people in the encampment are able to eat.
What you typically hear from a community that is frustrated with the homeless issue is a demand to just make it go away. There's certainly a role that law enforcement plays, but it has none of the solutions. The difference with Salt and Light is it's a community, and the staff that are embedded there to allow them to address in a safe place the root causes of homelessness.
Everybody's real friendly here. They treat us with love and respect and kindness, and they love us here. It's a good place to live.
When you cultivate spaces of belonging for people, that is actually where you can cultivate the best healing.
It's not just about homelessness, it's about being here and belonging here.
It's changed how I see the problem. The answer to solving homelessness is community. It's about healing, it's about dignity, it's about how a community sees all of its members, homeless or not.
For building community-focused housing to restore stability and belonging, let's honor our next recipients, Adrienne Hillman and Aaron Garner Ford. Thank you. Thank you. Congratulations.
We believe as local Native people that if we listen to the teachings of our ancestors, take care of the land, take care of your family, of people in the community, if the youth learn those practices, they're going to be healthier people and healthier communities. Two Feathers serves all Native American youth ages 10 to 25 and their families in Humboldt County. We work with youth who struggle with mental health, substance abuse, and also young people who are looking for leadership opportunities.
We have our clinical programming where we offer therapeutic services to young people.
Hey, come on in.
We also have cultural programming, outreach, activities and events both in our school and in the community. We offer really holistic, wraparound type support for our young people where they're learning cultural skills, they're learning leadership skills, work skills, and that can change their whole sense of self.
What about Michael?
When I first came to Two Feathers, I was 16 at the time. My grandma recently passed, and that's when my mom put me into counseling because she thought it would help. And then my mom passed. I never knew how to be on my own. I was pretty lost. I didn't know what to do. Being a part of Two Feathers has really helped with that.
Welcome to Sumac.
We've been doing the ACON Youth Wellness Program for about 8 years. It is part of the California Reducing Health Disparities Project, which is community evidence-based practices.
So everything on these dresses were once alive, so we treat them as if they are living, with respect.
Youth get an opportunity of learning about cultural traditions and practices and teachings.
And you kind of go up and down during the flower dance.
For as long as I can remember, I didn't really feel pride in being Native American. I grew up on the reservation in Hoopa. And just because I grew up on the res doesn't mean I knew my culture.
Two Feathers is very unique in that they are creating opportunities for youth to engage in culture, which historically has not been embedded in mental health and behavioral health services.
Every tap has
To offer services that are culturally responsive, clinical, and preventative is really the key.
I know it's cool, to share amongst, men itself and just kind of see everybody's going through something.
Our Youth Ambassador Program, which is an employment and leadership program that really brings together mental health, cultural identity work, and leadership training.
My internship is with the WIAC Cultural Center. I do a lot of graphic designing, curating museums. What I'm researching right now is red abalone and how it's endangered and how it's culturally significant.
The impact to the way they deliver services is fun and engaging, and often youth don't even realize that it's a behavioral health service.
I see our young people working through some deep struggles that they have and heal in ways that I don't know that they often thought possible for themselves.
As my journey has evolved, I've learned how to be connected with my culture, that we should be proud of where we come from because we're rich in culture. We're surrounded by the redwoods, the ocean, the rivers of what our people came from.
We believe culture is prevention, culture is protection, with the right resources, with the right leadership, with the right programming. Communities that we work with are showing that it is possible to make change.
And finally, for transforming youth mental health by integrating clinical care, culture, and leadership. Join me in recognizing Virgil Moorhead Jr. and Amy Matheson. Let's do that again. Woo! On behalf of all of us at the James Irvine Foundation, congratulations and thank you to the 2026 Leadership Award recipients. So now we all have a job to do. We have got to spread the word of the wonderful work, the critical work of these leaders. By posting on social media tonight, please go and use the hashtag Irvine Awards everywhere, anywhere, any place you can to get the word out. And for those here in the room, we invite you to take part in capturing this really special evening. You'll find QR codes on every table in the back and on the screen, and simply scan one to take and share photos using the POV app. Your photos will appear on the screen through the rest of the night so we can all enjoy your images. And as a special bonus, they'll also be provided to you digitally tomorrow. But before we close, one last note. Nominations for the 2027 Leadership Awards are now open. So, If you know of a leader or a leadership pair doing innovative work that benefits the people of California, please nominate them. Visit irvineawards.org to learn more. Thank you all for being here tonight, and congratulations to our honorees.